I'm Ode. That's Vicky. I'm me. You're you. We are we.
Oh my god, that was
That's
so
cheesy,
corny.
Right? The You, Me,
Oh my
We
goodness.
podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode. Vicky, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm tired.
Same.
Bless our child in the back.
So if you hear anything, just know it's him existing back there.
Yes, the little one, the tiny human, is with us as we record. Going old school, where we used to record or try to record after he went to bed.
Which is I regret it already. I hate being up at this time doing this.
So we're here. Vicky, how was your day? You had an eventful day. We had an eventful weekend overall. Yeah. How was your day?
I'm tired.
What'd you do? Where'd you go? Who'd you see?
I assisted in prepping an event.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot of running around. I hated being the only person that wasn't dressed.
That's part of the running around part.
Yeah, not like 4 hours into the event though. Dang.
So you gotta travel with that change of clothes.
Yeah, I needed a change of just like I needed a bath. I needed soap, water.
I'm trying to think if you're missing anything that should be included in a bath.
Yeah.
But yeah.
At least I picked out my outfit before I left, so I was
smart, thinking ahead. But we both had an eventful weekend. Actually, I'll save my event from yesterday for my positive of the week.
Which is why I was not going into detail about.
You thinking? I see what you did there. So what are we talking about today, Vicky?
We're talking about what do we think life is teaching us in this moment?
In this moment? Or now we say in this moment, are we talking, and this is for us to agree on, are we talking 2020 as a year of what should be lessons learned, or just like right now in our
No,
own...
I think we should just talk about our life.
What?
Because I feel like we've done the 2020 thing.
Mm-hmm. So what is life teaching us now? What is life teaching you now? What's one thing for you that life is teaching you right now? Aside from shower and change before going to help out the event and bringing your clothes.
No, I would prefer not to shower and change before going out to help. Because it was so much running around. Like, you're like actually sweating. I don't want to change into sweat. That's just gross.
I've definitely had some events where I'm DJing, and I'll go there early enough so I can set up, and I'll bring my clothes with me. But if it's like a big setup, I'm literally in the venue bathroom, sweaty, changing into like nice, clean clothes.
That's nasty. I'm not doing that.
So what's one thing life is teaching you right now?
I think life is teaching me that I have everything I need within me.
Within you? So we're not talking something like we're not talking physical.
No.
So tell me about the the power within that, or the things that you have within you that you need, or you're realizing that you need. I mean, you're realizing that you have, right?
What?
You said life is teaching you that you have everything you need within you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to, okay, what are those things, or what are some of those things that you realize that, I guess, prior to now, you felt you needed, but you realize you've always had them, or you now have them?
I think, okay. I mean, because I feel like you just twisted that 20 ways.
No.
To the point where I wasn't understanding what the hell you were saying.
What are those things?
Okay. I think, like, there's certain things that I'm always constantly searching for, which is, like, always thinking I don't have enough of something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say I don't have enough. I'm trying not to make it obvious or personal.
Can I cut you off for a second? So I was looking in the camera, and I was like, oh damn, I think Vicky's camera might be blurry because her face just looks like real smooth. Like I was like, nah, her face just beat.
That's my face. Wait. No, this is my face.
Oh, so the camera's probably blurry then.
The camera's not blurry.
Did you have makeup on?
I don't wear foundation. Yeah, I know you don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm like, makeup?
But Ode's trying to say like, wow, her face looks really clear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wear foundation.
Okay.
So the girls that know what I'm saying,
all right, queen.
they know what I'm saying when I say I don't wear foundation, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
This is my face.
Do you have makeup on? Okay, for
yes,
the
but
men,
foundation.
for the simple.
Okay, so pretty much foundation is like the thing you put all over your face. So like girls with freckles, but like they have the makeup where you can't even tell they don't have freckles.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you like a whole new layer of skin, kind of like
that caked on look.
No,
Okay.
not necessarily caked on look, but just foundation pretty much covers your the base of your entire face.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have discoloration or if you have, but I said freckles because freckles are like a natural thing that people just have, and some people, they don't like them, so they cover it with makeup, and it's meant foundation as in like the base makeup that you then start to add on top of. Exactly. I don't wear that. The foundation is my natural skin.
So for people like me, calm down.
So I have a light thing of like highlight, a bit of bronzer, and concealer for my dark circles. That's it. But the face, boo, that's my skin.
So
the base is my natural skin.
People like me, right? Men, women who just aren't into, who don't.
But thank you for complimenting me on my makeup.
You're welcome.
I did it in like 2 minutes.
So people who aren't well versed in that, you said concealer, foundation.
Literally, the names are so basic because I used to confuse them too. Foundation is layer 1. Mm-hmm. To create an even tone, right?
Okay. Concealer.
What does a concealer do? It just hides things. Mm-hmm. So like if your foundation, you can still see some discoloration. Your concealer is another layer of evening out your skin color.
Okay.
And then the girls go ham with the contour and the highlights and the whatever. I don't do all that.
So concealer, highlighter, bronzer, foundation.
I don't wear foundation.
Hold on, let me finish. For people like me who aren't well versed in it, makeup.
I know, but I just want to let the people know.
I know, but
your girl ain't wearing foundation. That's what I'm saying.
Makeup.
The girls, or not even just the girls, because obviously
men
it's
and women who know.
Know this stuff. It's not gender specific, the industry, but the people who know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying when I say I don't have foundation.
We went off on a tangent on your beat face. Beat? Is that how you say it?
Not really your beat, because I really don't have much on.
Okay. So you were saying some things you're learning. Well, things I'm learning, right, life is teaching me right now is about makeup, foundation, whatever.
No, but I'm sure somebody looking at it like, bitch, you could tell you got makeup because you be looking hit in the other recordings. The magic of concealer. Concealer is the best.
Go ahead. So what's like those things that you have within you're finding out now?
So like, damn, I should have used that time to think. Okay, so things like let's say I'll just use this generic term. Like, people I feel like are always looking for motivation.
Okay.
And I feel like they're constantly always chasing it because that is really something that comes from within. So until you don't like untap that, then you're not going to ever get it. That's why you're constantly always chasing it. You're always looking to be motivated.
Okay.
Instead of like looking in you to motivate yourself, which is why you're always going to chase it. Does that make sense?
Is there another word that would make it make more sense to people?
I say motivation, but
should be a drive.
anyone that I have like a conversation with about motivation, they already know how I feel about motivation, which is, to me, motivation is bullshit.
Explain.
Okay. Here's my spiel about motivation. As someone who has always wanted, I always listen to motivational stuff, and I always I read motivational books.
Is that what's BS then? The people who like people
I'm not saying
turn
the
to?
people are BS. I'm saying motivation is bullshit.
Okay,
not
explain.
People who are after motivation is bullshit.
I'm interested.
I know. Now we're going off on a tangent. Okay. Second tangent of the recording. All right. So the reason why I say motivation is bullshit is because motivation is not going to get you to do anything.
Okay.
Which is why I also feel like people are always on the journey to motivate, for looking for motivation, because they feel like they need that pick me up. They need to be motivated to do something. When in reality, the only thing that is going to get you to do something consistently enough for you to make a change of whatever it is that you're looking for, because most likely people need motivation for activities that they feel like they are hesitant to do or don't want to do, right? So I need to be motivated to go work out because I hate working out. Mm-hmm. I need to be motivated to eat healthy food because I hate. But, like, it's always like you need to be motivated to get on the act of doing something towards the end goal of what you want.
Okay.
Right? Because it's like you need to motivate yourself into an action that you don't really want to do. But you know that if you do it, it will propel you into the direction of your end goal.
Because if it is something you like doing, you don't need to be motivated to do it because you're just going to do it.
Right.
Okay.
So the reason why I say motivation is bullshit is because you're never going to that means that you have to always motivate yourself to do something. So you're not even starting at step 1. You're starting at step sub 1 to work up to being motivated, right? You have to get motivated so that you can be motivated so you can go do the thing.
You know what you sound like?
What?
A motivational speaker.
I know. But the reason why motivation is bullshit is because that, like I said, you have to do all these steps just to get there. You're never going to fucking get there. The thing that works is discipline.
You know what?
Whether you want to or not, you gotta be so disciplined that you just do it. Because that's the only shit that's going to get you to where you want to go. Because no matter if you're feeling down, no matter if you're happy, no matter if you're busy, no matter whatever, discipline is the only thing that will make you just do it. I'm doing it because I have to do it. Plain and simple. Doesn't matter if I'm not motivated, if I don't have the urge to go do it. You still got to get it done. Discipline is the only thing that works. So that's why I say motivation is bullshit. Because motivation... It's a fleeting moment. It's just a feeling. While discipline is, I do it because I have to, because I want to get here. And whether I'm good, I'm happy, I'm bad or sad, I go do it because I got to get it done. That's the only thing that works.
I'm smiling because we've had that talk before where when it comes to like speakers, motivational speakers, just speakers on leadership, different topics, I always say everyone's pretty much preaching the same thing, but putting their own twist on it. And you pretty much just gave like your own twist. And honestly, we'll probably copyright this before we put this out. That's a nice little message you could package and preach to people. That motivation, or the traditional approach to motivation, is bullshit. Is that a better way of saying it?
Yeah, I guess. But I just sum it up with motivation is bullshit.
Coming to a college tour near you, Vicky Hannah Ortega.
Hire me to speak to your
elementary
employees.
school.
No, your employees at a corporate office.
Yeah. Look, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm the female Gary Vee because I'm going to drop mad F-bombs.
Ladies and gentlemen, at whatever random Catholic university, here is Vicky Hannah Ortega.
Religion is bullshit. And then it's like, all right, you're out of here. No, I'm saying like that.
Oh, do I have to cut this out?
No. Because like, wouldn't that be the whole thing? Like, I just insert whatever
word.
Whatever. Your corporate job is bullshit. And here's why.
And now for our Valentine's Day presentation, love is bullshit. And for today's Lamaze class, we are bringing in Vicky.
Labor is bullshit.
Hey,
No, labor is
Khalil, your mom
bullshit.
wants to speak to you. Khalil, you bullshit. No, I'm joking.
Okay. So, yeah, that's why I say motivation is bullshit.
I'm trying to remember where we were before this.
I
This
know.
the name of the episode is Tangent.
No, we were talking about like what are one of those things that I found within
Motivation.
myself. And also I feel like another one is
You even have the look of the motivational speaker today. That should be our next separate YouTube video. Just you package that speech and actually give it, and we'll put it up on our YouTube.
it's so funny because when I left the event,
Yeah. You were like, this event is
no.
bullshit. No.
no, two people told me like, yo, you should speak at the next one. Like I feel like you just got like what people need to hear. And I'm like,
We just came
what
up with
the hell would I have to say?
We just came up with it right there.
Anyways, so like another one is problem solving. Like we always feel like we need to do this and do this. And I say this because I speak about me. This is me. I always need to do A, B, C to get the answer to A.
Fam.
No, I need to do B, C, D just to solve A. When at the end of the day, I just needed to solve A. And that's it. I overcomplicate, but I've always done this as a child. Like, I remember my mom, like I was like, Ma, I can't keep my room clean because it's just like all my stuff is old. If I have a new room, then I'll be more motivated to keep it clean. And then what happened like 2 weeks after I got my new room?
What's the word?
Bam.
It's not that you're making up excuses. It's some kind of like
You're making up.
it's some kind of like a mechanism where you're like purposely like delaying it by adding in these steps. Is there like a word or a phrase?
No,
for it?
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
But
Bullshit.
yeah. But I think about that because it's like how many times we were talking about that the other day. Like man, you need to figure something out. And some people would walk away from it and other people are like, no, I know that I can find it. And they literally tap within themselves to start thinking like, all right, how would someone searching this exact problem on the internet probably write it and then start writing different. Like
that's what I. Yeah.
Some people just don't do that. They're like, oh, how am I ever supposed to know that? I don't know. And they're like,
help me.
Whatever, that got too hard, and they'll just like finish.
Yeah.
And then the whole time you just needed to tap within yourself to be like, yo, how could I solve this? Like I feel like that's what this year's teaching me. Like, yo, no shit is too hard that you can't just figure it out. Like, that's I feel like that's, to sum it up, at this point in my life, what I'm learning is no shit is too hard for you to not solve it.
So you just came here
to find the solution for it.
You just came here to drop gems today, huh?
After going to this kind of event and not hearing a single thing because I was working it the whole time. And then when I got back, they were already doing the activity and no one was talking. I was like, what the hell?
But I was going to say, you kind of seem empowered. And you came from an empowered...
I came from an empowering event, did not talk to a single soul because I was working it most of the time. And by the time I come back, everyone was quiet because they were doing their activity. So it was funny. I came from an empowering event that I did not get empowered at. Not because it wasn't a good event, but because I was more behind the scenes for most of it.
I think something I learned... No, it's something I've known, but it's a message I feel like I've gotten to appreciate more this around this time in my life. And it's that message of like hard work and stuff will pay off, or it'll make sense in the end, or it'll make sense at some point. I think it's several different lessons that I'm trying to figure out which one. What were you going to say?
What is the end?
That's why I say maybe it'll make sense in the end, but it'll pay off at some point. Mm-hmm. And I guess hard work will pay off at some point, or something you're working hard at that you feel like, oh, it's not worth it, or it's not going anywhere, will eventually make sense or eventually pay off in some way.
I personally would like you to be a little more detailed.
Okay.
Because I have like 5 million questions.
Okay, so overall, I was talking about over the years, I have always been in like media, but like DJing and just interested in like certain areas of tech and stuff. And I've been teaching myself new things, built a whole studio, never thinking that all that stuff will have to be used when I'm working remotely for like a majority of a year for work. Like I never thought that
you have to ever use this for your
that's what this would
day
do.
job.
Yeah, and to the point where I spent today meeting with two different people, giving them some tips and tricks on how to do events virtually, and how to like how to pimp your Zoom presentation. And I was like, I never thought I'd be pivoting in this way. And there are some people, and I've been offering my services in that way. For those of you who will follow me on social media, I just never thought that. But that there were times when I would sit and think to myself like, did I acquire all this stuff for nothing, or did I acquire all of it just to kind of just play with it myself? So I think that make more sense.
Yeah.
And realizing that there was like a bigger I don't want to get too religious, but like your story.
There's a bigger plan.
There's a bigger plan for you, even though you might not realize it. So yeah. So that's one thing I've learned. And then like what I was getting to was applying that to us. What?
That's why I was like, I was ready to write here like, are you talking about us?
No, but applying that to us as well. Not even vaguely, like straight up, applying that to us. Transparency. Last episode 90. Check it out. Streaming now on all platforms and YouTube. I apologize that.
Yo, somebody took that energy for real into our
what do you call that?
Suggestion box on our website. Feel free to use it if you're listening. And they went in. And I was like, ooh.
They didn't go.
I felt that.
They didn't go in. They were just.
No, not went in. Like I'm saying, like they chose words that when you go in, that doesn't mean you write this whole thing. Yeah. It could just be like, just knowing that you dropped the ball, and someone let you know that you dropped the ball, it's humbling. You're like, damn.
Which actually reminds me of another thing I'm learning. But for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we also have our episodes, a majority of our episodes on YouTube. We try to get those up at the same time. You might have noticed in our clips lately, or for episode 90, we are adding in we are sprucing up our clips. So now you might see a solo shot of Vicky, a solo shot of myself. There are some new things I'm teaching myself so I can do that for our clips, but we want to do that for the entire episode. So I'm trying to find easier ways, easier workflow to do that, to edit the 3 videos that we have, which is like the wide, which is both of us, and the solo clip. So that's why it was kind of late. Even though the final version that went up for episode 90 was the regular one shot for 91, which you listen to now, hopefully by the time we have it up, it will be 40-50 minutes of the wide shots, solo shots, different stuff, and not just for the clips. So I apologize that it was up late, and this video hopefully will be up in time.
Not hopefully.
Will be up in time. But anyways, I guess that's to kind of stay with that. That is something I've learned through work, because at my job, I'm dealing a lot with students, like all of our students, even our students who might need assistance with basic needs. And I think that comment about somebody who was disappointed that our YouTube video wasn't up yet, and some things that I've been doing with work, I've learned, how do I put it? You never know who you are reaching, or who you're touching in some way, or who's relying on you in some way, or relying on something you offer in some way. So here I am thinking, if you put it up late, it's whatever.
Who's gonna
care?
Put it up
late. But there are people who are relying on hearing your voice that day, or they're probably
there are people actually looking forward to watching.
Yeah. As well as there's people who you might think you would do a simple job where, oh, I just drive a bus. But there's some people, if your bus is late that day, their whole day is thrown off. Or maybe just the fact that you're their driver makes their day.
Oh my God, there's a great book about that.
Named?
It's called...
The Driver?
No, it's called something bus. Oh my God, it's such a good book, and I read it like...
The Magic School Bus?
No. Can I use your phone?
But you get what I'm saying though, right? Like you never realize just how many lives you touch in some way, and people.
The Energy Bus. It's such
Bus.
A good book.
But yeah, people. I'm definitely learning that people do rely on you in so many different ways, and that's something that we should all like keep in mind. It makes me think of that whole. I don't know what the whole saying is, but smile, because you never know who's being affected by your smile.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. So that's another thing I've learned, and that YouTube that comment in our suggestion box on our website YouMeWePodcast.com made me think of that.
Okay. All right. So you learned 2 things.
Yes. Top that. No. It's okay if you don't have one. If you don't have another one, I don't want you to force it.
No, I would say patience. Like patience.
Yeah.
And patience.
Transparency.
No, patience with yourself is what I meant.
Bars.
Like, because I feel like when you're patient with yourself and you're not as hard on yourself, you're not as hard on other people.
Talk to him.
Don't give the energy you don't give yourself.
Talk to him.
Shut up.
You're the one dropping bars all day.
But I would say that at this point, I've definitely feel like life has taught me, like, don't give. Yeah, like, don't say anything where you're not ready either to back that up or be able to stand on it on your own. Like I can be like, wow, Day, you are so disorganized. And you're like, really?
Which we've done in the past.
Right.
That conversation.
But I can then, I would then realize, like, okay, I think this is the choice of words that I was trying to say, and like be able to backtrack that. Like, okay, when I meant you're disorganized, I meant like you're disorganized in the way that you work A, B, C.
Yeah.
And then, because I also feel like learning more that words do matter. And words are important. And making sure that you use the right words is important.
Very.
Like, I remember at one time I was just so tone deaf. Not in a political correct version of it, but tone deaf just even speaking to people. Like, to me, I'm like, why does it matter if I say it A, B, C? Like, just listen to the words and stop worrying about the way that I said it. And then, little by little, it's like, no, the delivery is probably more important than what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I learned that, where I started to realize that? When we were training Amore.
With the no?
No.
Oh.
When they're like, dogs respond to you when you're raising your voice at them. They like put their heads down because your voice is higher, and so they're like, okay, this person's upset. But when you speak softly to them and like you use nicer words, you literally can say, wow, you're such a bad dog. You are such a bad dog. The dog's like, yes. And that's because they're reading your body language and your voice is softer. So I started to pick that up with Amore, because when she's like outside and I'm speaking to her sternly, I'm like, get in the house. She just stares at me like, there is no way that I'm going to go near you while you have that tone with me. So then I have to, like, in the middle of my screaming,
come on, inside.
I'm like, come here, girl. Come inside. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'll go inside. So I realized, the delivery is probably way more things. Yeah, I feel like life has taught me, up to this point, a fair share amount of things.
But I think this...
that are going to help me.
This conversation is, I guess the best way to sum it up is by saying, how is it? We are not forever students.
I think so.
We're always learning new things, learning new lessons, being taught new things, and we will continue to learn. And you got to be open.
Open to learn. And open to know that you are just going to always make mistakes. Like, you will always make mistakes. If you're not making mistakes, then that means you're not learning. Because how else are you going to be able to apply the lessons if it's not learning?
Let's play some cards. All right, Vicky, pick a card, any card. This is where we play a little card game, a little conversation starter. We encourage you all, whether it's with a significant other, a family member, a friend, purchase one of these games. There's several different versions, and just have some conversations. All right. Ladies first.
So go. How you like that?
Vicky, how do you know when I'm hurting?
Like physically? Or emotionally?
Emotionally. Romantically hurting.
Romantically hurting.
Intimately, I don't know. I don't know.
Intimately hurting is a whole different, like, that's like safe words.
So, how do you know when I'm hurting?
I know you're hurting. Man, I want to stop saying okay. I know you're hurting when you don't talk to me.
Okay.
And there's just expressions on your face and behaviors that you do where I'm like, oh my God, here we go.
Thank you for being compassionate or empathetic towards my hurt.
What
kind of behavior? What kind of behavior?
In full transparency, these are bad behaviors that we have both picked up of our initial reaction of just being like, ugh, here we go. I don't want to deal with this. And we are learning to curb that behavior. Yes. So even when I do that, I'm like, that's not helping. So, what behaviors you do?
Yeah, that shows that I'm hurting. Not that I'm upset or angry or annoyed. That I'm hurting.
That's a form of hurt.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you'll walk by me. You won't talk. Your answers are short. Mm-hmm. You kind of have like this very defeated, annoyed, angry. There's just a certain look to your face. Like prior to us recording, you had that face. But you seem more relaxed now. It's just a certain face. It's hard to explain someone's face to them. Like, what you mean you don't know what face? You know what face.
We should do that one day. Like, really try to explain the other's face.
You know what would be so cool?
What I just said.
No. Hear me out. How cool would it be? I'm pretty sure I saw this on YouTube. I am not a person with an original thought. I am regurgitated. I regurgitate everything I see.
Go ahead.
I can admit that. I'm not an original, thought person, whatever. How cool would it be if we got someone to draw us?
Going off of the other description?
Yes. And we're the ones describing it. How cool would that be?
If anybody knows any artists out there that can do that, we'll do it. I'm down.
But they can't see us.
There's tons of different ways. If someone knows an artist.
I know, but what if the artist already knows our face? You know what I'm saying?
No, but we'll find somebody that doesn't. We can eventually get to an artist that doesn't know our face.
True. Okay. Yeah. I think that would be so cool.
That would be cool. What's your question?
Okay. Ode, what do I always carry with me that you recommend I let go of, and why? Wow, there we go. You love specific questions. There, you can't ask me any questions. It has like 5 different parts.
Carry as in physical? Or
Oh, you know what? Now I need the physical because you want to be smart.
Physical?
No, physical and whatever else.
Oh, I don't know.
And probably what the question actually meant.
Physical, I can't think of anything that you should let go of.
Smart answer.
What do you always carry with you that I recommend you let go of? I recommend. How honest can I be here?
What do I carry with me?
Yeah, I feel like it's something you touched on either last episode or maybe in this conversation. Somewhat of a negative view of yourself, or who you feel like you were, and you feel like there's still remnants there. I feel like you hold on to who you feel you were a lot, and there's times when it shows, or there's times when you let that feeling kind of take over, and you get into like a sad, depressive kind of defeated state.
Mm-hmm.
And there's times when you are like, that's not going to affect you in any way. So I feel like if you completely let go of that, you'll move forward at a faster pace or a more productive pace.
Let go, like as in,
like
I still try to be that person,
No,
or
you
just
try to
I
be-
hold
like,
the ghost of it.
you hold the ghost of it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Or you let the ghost of it show itself sometimes. Or you let the ghost of it have power over you sometimes. Have power over your thought sometimes.
Okay.
You need to let it go.
No, don't do
Let
it.
it go.
I'm so happy that's not the movie he cares about.
What do you mean? Oh, okay.
That's not his movie. I don't ever have to watch that.
Part 2 was traca.
Actually, I did.
Part 2 was trash.
Okay. So, what's your positive or highlight of the week?
My highlight of the week is, as you all know, I am a retired DJ.
Yeah, is that your thing now? You're the retired DJ?
I am retired.
As in actively still DJing?
But one of the best things about when I did DJ was the amazing families I got to DJ for. And for those families, when they call, I just say, when they call and say jump, I say how high. So a family, so my positive of the week is yesterday I got a chance to DJ for an amazing family, which I've done gigs for in the past. It was a wedding. So big shout out to the beautiful couple. Big shout out to all the couples who are still able to, have their day during this time. And
they got married?
Yeah. And shout out to those couples who, tweak their plans like us, and they're pushing it back to next year or the year after. I think I saw somebody today posted, I forgot who it was, they posted happy, they were celebrating their second cancellation.
Oh, yeah, I know people like that.
So that was my positive, just that beautiful couple and seeing all their family and friends come out. And I also want to shout out the venue, who, nothing against any venue that, had to think on their feet, get the tents and make the makeshift venues outside in their parking lots. But the venue I went to yesterday that I was DJing at, they went in and they didn't even put a tent up. They built like an extension, and it was fancy. It was beautiful. You guys saw my Instagram. Check it out, and you'll see what they had. But yeah, shout out to them. Okay. Vicky, what was your positive of the week?
My positive of the week would be twofold.
Okay.
My positive for the first part is this board that I made with my sister and my cousins. And I came home and I I taped it up, and then the next morning I was like, "Oh, Dave, do you mind if I tape this here?" Mind you, it's already on the wall. And we met up to do this like board of where we want to see ourselves. It's not really a vision board because it was centered around like us acknowledging where we are now and where we want to go. And so that's like, I feel like kicked off this like really empowering weekend, which ended with my cousin Karen, who was a guest on episode 12, I believe, way back when. And she created this brand called Self-Care Lover. I always trip over the words. I think it's too many like L's and R's together. So Self-Care Lover. And it's just about empowering women and bringing them together. I messed up on that one, which is why.
Oh, another.
And it's about bringing women together so they can network and build a community where they can lean on each other, whether it's for support or whether it's for business opportunities or personal growth or just connecting people that may have never really had the opportunity to cross or promote their business. And I mean, she really pulled it off. It was her first event. She's never done one like this. And even with the last minute craziness, where plans were like completely changed, she still managed to pull it off. And she had, you know, vendors, she had, and everybody was a woman. Like all the vendors were women. And the services they were offering, they were like amazing. Like we had an engraver there, which I was like, "Oh, Dave, let me get your ring so I can engrave it." Like Vicky is the boss, but he didn't give it to me. The guy with the photo booth, he was the only I feel like vendor.
Only male in the room?
No. There were men there because there were men helping us. You know, and she had like, it was catered. That was a woman. The wine, we had, it was a guy helping us. So there was men there and they came out to support and help us because they liked the whole movement of like, oh, these are young women and they're just trying to create the community that they don't see in this town for themselves. And I really applaud her. Like I said, I didn't get to enjoy the event because I was really working in the back. And mainly, I think that was because she was doing something so good that I was like, I don't care if I miss it. I care more to make sure that it happens than I care more about sitting in on it. And they were painting wine glasses, which was the activity. And they had guest speakers, the woman that's self-publishing, a credit repair person. They had someone who was they worked in the campaign for some, you know, a politician in New York, big politician in New York. And, you know, it was just overall really good event. Like you had where I got my candle that I shouted them out, the candle. She was there as a vendor. Nice. There was a girl who has like her own clothing store. There were people there, you know, selling makeup. It was honestly like you can feel the love in the room. Like you walked in and everybody was like, all right, this is clearly like with the movers and shakers. What are you move and shake kind of thing. Nice. So it was a good event and I really applaud her. She did a great job. So
awesome. Shout out to Karen. And shout out to you and everybody, I guess, that made that event happen.
Yeah, everyone that like came in and made it happen.
And Karen, we look forward to the next event. And they can follow her on Instagram?
Yes. Her Instagram is...
I believe it's self.care.
No. I believe it's her name, Karen Santana.
Oh, okay. Her Instagram.
But I believe it's Karen Santana 2_, either before or after. The Instagram handle is selfcarelover.yes. And from there, you can follow her main page because I think like she's going to just keep building the brand on her main page. And then once it is something more solidified, she's gonna then reactivate the original Instagram for the brands. But if you, it's selfcarelover.yes on Instagram, and her Instagram is Karen Santana 2_ after.
Awesome.
Yes.
But with that said, we want to thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the You, Me, We.
Oh, wait. I just want to say, look, you see, this is how my hair is supposed to look. Not like Lord Farquaad. That's his name.
That's his name? You found out his name?
From Shrek. See, like how I looked in the last episode? Well, this, this was looking much better earlier today. But you see how nice and fluffy and perfectly nicely round it's supposed to be? This is how my hair is supposed to be, because it aired and legit someone hit me up. And it was like, yo, what's up with your hair, though? Like, girl. Well, you see, look, now I got makeup. I got my hair done. I got my ring
Were you compensating from the last episode? Are you overcompensating from the last episode?
No, I feel like I finally got a chance to, get myself looking right. And I want the people to take it in, because this might not happen again.
Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the You, Me, We podcast.